Hi, it's Ash and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my growing community of fellow runners that we are stretching, we are strengthening and we are looking after our body so that ultimately we can run better because our body is more healthy and supple. This is going to be a nice full body refresh where we're going to have a nice deep stretch after your run. We've got a little bit more time. We can put a little bit more focus into some deeper stretches and some deeper work. You might need a cushion or a blanket to make some of these stretches work for you. And we're going to make a start by putting this blanket into the middle of the mat or your cushion, whatever it is. And then we're going to bring the shins onto that cushion. Now you can as well, if you've got a nice soft squishy mat, you can remove that and you can actually make this a little bit more comfortable by resting this on the calf area, depending on your flexibility. So there's some food for thought there. Have a little bit of a play about with where this goes. Now the tops of the feet are touching the mat, like this, where your laces would be, and then we're going to slowly start to work the hips towards the heels. And again, it is going to squish. It's going to squish things, and that's what we want. We want to be squishing like a toothpaste tube. We want the blood. We want all of the fluid in that area. We want the fascia to be stretched. We want the tendons to be stretched, the muscles to have a good squish, the veins in the arteries, so it can almost like bring like a fluid flushing to bring new fresh nutrients into the body. So from here, we'll just carry on going. If we can sit hips into the heels, let's do that. If you feel like it's not bearable, you can just stay forward with your hands on the mat here. And then maybe you can carry on going and bring the heels over, the hips over the heels. And then we're just resting here. Get nice and tall, but not overly tense. And just have a little bit of a wiggle, left and right. So we're just really slowly, that squishing of the weight of the legs pushing the shins and the ankles into the floor. We're getting left and right with that. If this is too much, again, you come forwards onto your hands here and you just move with it left and right here, or even maybe you have to come really far forwards. So there's something for everybody in this shape. There's ways there that you can make it more comfortable and bearable. But we're stretching out those shin muscles down the front, giving them a good stretch, going down into the front of the ankle, all the way into the midfoot area, which again can get quite intense. If you're a little bit of an overstrider, or if you're a quite significant overstrider, so whilst I'm talking, we are still moving left and right with that. Sorry, I do drift off and start talking and forget about instructions. But we're moving left and right, but if you're an overstrider, your heel hits the floor first and that impact goes up through the shins, and that can cause issues. If you've just started upping your mileage, your shins can also be taking the brunt of the work as well. So we want to just give them a nice little bit of a squish, nice bit of massaging, breathing and moving, bringing some supple fluidness back into that area. Okay, and then coming forwards now onto the hands. We're going to tuck the toes under this time. We can keep the blanket there, or you can move it, so depending on where you feel like you could go with this. And then what we're going to do, tucking the toes under, we're going to stretch the big toes and the arches of the feet. We're going to slowly rest the hips towards the heels. Same thing as last shape. If you need to, don't go into the heels. Just stay here, maybe go left and right. Or if you can carry on going, hips into the heels, really pressing into those toes. It will stretch those big toes, so be cautious of any pain. Use the hands and come forward if you need to. And we're giving those big toe muscles a good stretch and a squish as we just gently move the weight into the right foot, gently move the weight into the left foot. Keep the shoulders and the jaw relaxed and try and slow the breathing down. In and out through the nose. You might want to rest the hands on the hips and just open up your chest slightly to pull those shoulders back, getting a little bit of an opening through that chest and shoulder area as well. Keep breathing. And the big toes are so important. Each big toe takes about 40% of our body weight. So yeah, 80% of our body weight between our two big toes. So they do a lot of work for us. They're fantastic, amazing parts of our body. So give them a little bit of love and care. If it's starting to cause pain, come forward onto the hands. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. And then we're going to slowly walk forwards. If you're not already here, bring the hands to the mat. Come off the toes and give them a little stretch. Give them a little bit of a wiggle. Give them a reset. And then we're going to bring yourself... I'm going to come to the middle of the mat to show you this, so you adjust yourself in your position, in your space, however you need to. But from here, what we're going to do, So if you can face me square on now, I'm going to step my right foot, but it's my right but your left. So let's go left foot, steps out nice and wide. Point those toes away from the hip, and then we're going to walk the head and the hands over towards this left foot. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to push deep into it, so push the forehead that little bit more towards the big toe, and then just release it slightly. So we're getting that massaging effect again. We're breathing as we do that. So exhale into the stretch. Inhale, come back and release. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. So you're exhaling deep into that stretch. Again, you're not going too far as in forcing the body, and then you're inhaling back up to the centre. So make sure, again, you're not being aggressive, you're not being overly forceful with the body, because you don't want to damage it. We want to help it heal and recover. And it's also important that you're not judging your body against my body. So move with fluidity, so the shoulders, the arms are nice and soft and gentle. And then as we come back up to the centre with this inhale, we're just going to step that left foot in and just feel the difference. Have a little bit of a wiggle again, reset. Notice the difference between each side, so you're mindfully checking with the body. And then step that right foot out nice and wide. Point those toes. Let's work into the groin, maybe the hamstrings as well. So the inner thighs and the hamstrings at the back. And then point those toes and then push the forehead over towards the left, so the right big toe, sorry. Exhale into that stretch. Inhale, come back to the centre. Just check your jaw and your shoulders for tension. Try and keep them soft. Exhale into the stretch, so you push the head towards the toe. Inhale back to the centre. Again, nice and smooth, relaxing, dynamic movement. It's nice and soothing. Not only for that area of the body, but for the central nervous system as well. It helps the central nervous system calm down. So the brain starts to calm down. Starts to help you relax as you're gently soothing and moving your body with the gentle, calming breath movement. I'm going to do one more. And then step that foot back into the centre again. Notice how that leg feels now. Have a wiggle. And then we're going to go back to the opposite side now. So we're stepping those left toes nice and wide. We're just going to wake up the upper body a little bit more with this now. So left leg stretching nice and long. We're going to push the right hand strongly into the floor. We're going to lift the left arm up towards the sky. And think about lifting the hips, head away from the hips as well as we do that. And we're just going to get that nice, good, open stretch, open through the ribs, open through the arms, open through the shoulders, maybe into the upper back as well, maybe into the inner thigh. Try not to sink and collapse down into this right shoulder. Keep lifting upwards, fingertips lift up. Nice, good space. You can look up to twist the neck or stay down if it's better for the neck. But we're just continuing to breathe and thinking about opening up. So just get a little pulse with this now. So inhale, open up that little bit more. Exhale, just release it and soften a little bit. Inhale, open that little bit more, stretch. Exhale, release it. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, release. Bring the hand all the way down to the floor and step the foot back in to the centre. Again, have a feel to the body. Notice the side. Now notice down the ribs and the arms and the shoulders, comparing each side. Step that right foot out nice and wide. Bring the left hand nice and strong into the mat. Think about lifting the head away from the hips. Bring that right arm up towards the sky. Try not to collapse into that left shoulder, so lift the fingertips up. Taking that nice, good, open rotation. Just a nice, so it's not too forceful, it's just the right amount, so find just the right amount. And again, we're going to do that. Inhaling, just opening up that little bit more. Exhale, just release the stretch a bit. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Like a gentle massaging wave. Inhale, open and stretch. Exhale, this time bring the hand down. Bring the foot back into the centre. Have again a little bit of a wiggle and reset. Notice how the body is starting to feel. Notice how the mind is maybe starting to calm down a little bit. as you are calming your breathing down. We're going to go back, stepping that left foot out again, and to this side we're going to add in a little bit more into this shape now. So this time we're going to bring the head and the head over the pelvis, so the head up, and then this time what we're going to do with these toes, we're going to dig the heel in and pull the toes up. We're going to get into the hamstring area again a little bit more now, really focusing into that hamstring area. So from here, really important that we don't overstretch with this. So if you're feeling too much of a stretch down the side, just bring it more back to the center, okay? So push the hips forwards, so your head, shoulders, pelvis are in a nice line with that knee. And from here, we're going to take the left hand down the left knee and reach the right arm up towards the sky. Try not to hunch the shoulders. And then from here, we're going to take a nice breath in. And as we breathe out, just gently bring that hand over the top of the head. If it's okay, you can look down or look up. If this starts to pinch the shoulder, just bring the hand to the hip and just reach the forehead over. So again, just going to take a little bit of a reach the hand down the foot as well. Maybe you can start to just go that little bit more. Open up the hip and the rib and the back. Really conscious of not overstretching. We're just going to inhale back up nice and tall, so come back up to the center, so no side bend. And then we'll exhale gently coming down like a wave. Only going to the right amount again. Don't overstretch. So if you're feeling like really like it's doing this to your breath or your body, it's too much. Nice and gentle and calm. Inhale, the hand comes above the shoulder, head comes above the pelvis. Exhale, slowly come down the head. The left hand comes down towards the toes. Keep pulling those toes up. Inhale back up to the center. Exhale. Nice, good massage with this. Keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the jaw relaxed. Okay, one more back into the center, inhale in. And then from here, hands down. And then we're going to bring the hands to the hips. Have a wiggle. We're going to bring the hands to the floor, step that foot in, and then feel that work. Okay, and then I'm going to step the right foot out. Nice and strong into that foot. Bring the head up above the pelvis, hands to the hips. We're going to bring that heel into the floor, pull those toes up, and then we're going to bring that left arm up towards the sky. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. The right hand comes down the thigh. Don't ever push into the knee. Again, we'll just take an inhale and just find that little bit of a stretch. Feel what it feels like on this side. Make sure the hips are pushing forward so we're not arching the back. And then exhale back up to the center. Maybe you just need to give the shoulders a wiggle every now and then. So we're going to inhale into the stretch a little bit and exhale back up to the center. So there's that nice flowy massage with this. Inhale back into the center. Feel all of that stretching that's going on in the body. So just move through this in your own inhale and exhale now. And smile at the work and the effort, the commitment that you are putting into your body. Well done for showing up to stretch. So we're just going through this a couple more times. That nice soothing massaging effect. Again, you just make the movement smaller if it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable. This time as we come back up to the center, we're going to bring the hand down, have a wiggle through the shoulders, bring the hands to the mat and step that foot back in. And again, just move left and right, have a reset. Notice how you're feeling after that. And then we're going to come down onto your bum now. So we're going to bring the feet up, bring the feet to touch, and bring the heels into the hips. And get nice and tall, but not overly tense. Have a little bit of a movement and a massage left and right with this. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands around the toes, and we're going to continue to just go left and right with this. But we're thinking about opening up those knees. If the elbows can rest on the legs at any point, let them do some of the pushing down. Try not to round and collapse through the spine too much like this. We don't want to be collapsing. So you want to be pushing your belly button towards your heels. Keep the spine long so that your lungs can open up. Relax the shoulders and just get that nice soothing again massage as you go left and right. Keep breathing. How was your run? So reflect on how your run went. Was it good? Did it feel good? Or maybe it didn't. So whatever it was, it is what it is. Just notice Was it enjoyable? Okay, and then we're just going to lift the head and chest. And we're going to work into the hip and the glute area now. So I'm going to straighten my right leg. So if you go right leg nice and straight, if you can't get this, I'm going to give you a modification as well. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall. And what I'm going to do is bring that left knee in towards the chest, holding the left hand on the left knee. Now I'm going to bring the left foot up off the floor. I'm going to take hold of that left foot with the right hand. And I'm going to get nice and tall. And I'm going to hug. Then I'm going to bring the hands to clasp. And the elbows, the inner part of the forearms where the elbows are bent, are clasping around this foot and hugging it. If that feels like it's way out your comfort zone, there's no chance you can do that. What you can do is you can go hands behind the hips and then place the ankle area onto the thigh and then pull that right foot up there like that. Okay? But if we can, we're going to get nice and tall, pull those toes up on the right foot. And then we're going to hug this left leg in towards the chest. And we're also pulling the right toes up nice and tall. So that sense of lifting up is going to create that extra little bit of pull and extra little bit of stretch. And I mean pull in a nice way. It's going to pull those muscles just to lengthen them that little bit and stretch them. Keep the shoulders relaxed, although there is some pulling going on. And then what we need to do is just find a little bit of, again, like a little bit of massage. Find something that just feels nice to work into as you go left and right. Maybe you rock the hips, or maybe you hug then release, or maybe you just work in some little circles into that hip. So just find what your body needs, figure it out, listen to your body, and then just go with that. So like, oh, just try this, and oh, that feels nice, or no, that doesn't work, or I'll try this, and just explore. See what feels good. And as we go through it, the spine will start to round, we'll get a little bit lazy, get nice and tall with that spine again. And you'll feel that, if you're hugging in a little bit, you'll feel that lifting into the stretch that bit more. Really slight little dynamic massagey movements. And then I'm going to slowly release wherever you was. Stretch that left leg out nice and long. Feel the work on that, it feels good. Feels nice and refreshed. So again, modified version, we can place the right ankle area onto the left thigh, pull the left foot up, keep those shoulders soft, or if we're able to, left leg nice and straight, pull those toes up towards the head, then hug around this leg as we hug the knee and the foot in towards the chest, get nice and tall, keep breathing, and then just move with that nice and gently. Maybe you go left and right, maybe you go forwards and back. Maybe you work some circles into the hip, or maybe you just hug and squeeze and go left and right with the foot and knee. So just figure it out what this side needs. This side feels different because we are imbalanced, whether we like it or not. Every single one of us has imbalances. And this glute and hip area can get quite tight because of our modern day sitting, unfortunately, because a lot of us spend a lot of time sitting for our day jobs or just watching TV. Okay, so keep breathing. Just getting that nice deep work into that hip and glute area. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, just release that leg nice and long. Hands behind the hips, again, just have a little bit of a pedal. How did that feel? So then from here, what we're going to do now is we're just going to cross the legs. And then from here, we're going to start to walk the hands that little bit further backwards, or you already might be starting to feel a good stretch in the shoulders here. If you do, stay there. We're going to take the hands as wide as the mat. And then maybe you can walk the hands backwards, but that might pull. To ease off, you bring the hands closer to the hips in this one. Okay, so find the right amount of stretch. The further you go back, the more intense it is. Push your belly button and your chest forwards and pull your shoulders back. Look down towards the top of the mat. And let's take that nice, good stretch and opening through the arms and shoulders, neck area. And then just again, just make it a little bit dynamic by going into the left hand, going into the right hand. Keep the breath flowing. in a really nice, soft, relaxed way. Maybe you close the eyes and just take a few moments of peace and quiet. So I can hear the birds just outside of this studio. I can hear the rain coming down on the studio. Okay, and then we're just going to come up nice, slowly walking the hands back up towards the hips. Again, loosen, have a wiggle. I'm going to work into the calf muscle area now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a bent knee. And then we're going to pull so we're going to go left leg out in front, keep the right leg just with a bent knee or nice wherever it feels like it's supported and it's comfortable. And we're going to have a bend on that left knee. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take hold of the round the toes so that we can bring the hand round onto the balls of the feet, so underneath the foot, like this. Use the hand into the mat wherever you want to, in the middle of the pelvis or just in front or to the side, so that you can push into the pelvis, push into the mat, lift the spine nice and long, but also you're going to bend the toes of that little bit and then really pull the balls of the feet area to stretch the calf muscle. If you can't get it too much on the calf muscle, you can just play about. If you're too straight, you're feeling it in the hamstring, bend the knee more, or if your knee's really bent and it's getting nowhere really, you just straighten the leg a little bit more. So again, have a play about with the knee bend to find the calf muscle stretch. Keep this shoulder, this left shoulder down and relax. Really pull those toes and just get a really gentle, again, dynamic, nice and soothing pulse, then release, pulse, then release. Creating that suppleness in the calf muscles, but also into the Achilles. So we're getting some nice movement into the fascia and into the tendon area, which will get fluid and nutrients flowing through that area, helping that recovery process. Keep the shoulders soft and keep breathing. Okay, and then just release that one, and then just hands behind the hips, straighten the legs. Just feel the difference between the left and the right. It feels so good. So nice to work into. Bend that left knee, support the weight of the body into the bum, into the hips. And then we're going to find the right amount of bend in this knee again so that we can get the calf muscle. Hands around the toes, pull the toes up. Again, play about with the bend. So if you need to bend it more or bend it less to get it into the calf muscle, find it. Once you've found it, then pull the toes that little bit more, a little bit of force in it, and then release. Pull, and then release. Use the left hand into the mat to just aid that push that little bit more. That squish. Okay, and keep breathing as we do this. And just notice how nice that is starting to make the body feel. You can keep lifting the spine nice and long. So. And then slowly release. Hands behind the hips. Again, straighten the legs out nice and long. We're just going to have a little bit of a massage. A little bit of a bouncing massage. So bounce the calf muscles, bounce the hamstrings, and just let them bounce into the mat. So we're just like saying to them, just reset, just give a little bit of a squish, a little bit of a reset. Keep the shoulders relaxed and keep the breathing nice and soft. We're really calming down. You should notice how your mind and your body has shifted state now. We've really kind of brought it down into that nice, relaxed, recovery, healing state. Okay, and then we're going to go from here. We're going to go nice and wide with the feet. So I'm going to come into the middle of the mat to show you. So we're going to go feet nice and wide. We're going to work into the groin again, but also into the hamstrings a little bit with this as well. And we're going to go hands behind the back, hands behind the hips. Pull the shoulders back. And if this is good for you, here, stay here. If you could go further, again, this is not a challenge. It's not a challenge to your ego. So the brain going, I'm going to do it. Bring the hands in front. Get nice and tall through the spine. I've got clients that can go right down almost chest to the floor, which is crazy flexibility. Maybe you could come hands in front and bring the elbows down, but make sure we're make sure we're keeping that spine nice and long. We're not squishing and compressing the lungs, because we want to get those nice full breaths in, full breaths out, so that we can help recover. Wherever we are, if we're here, we're going to go hand down one leg and then over to the other side. If we're here with the hands backwards, we're just going to go into that right hip, into the left hip, just going left and right. And then if we're maybe on the elbows or lower, again, you can just go into the elbow, over into the elbow. Keep the shoulders relaxed. So wherever you are, just go through that gentle, soothing, relaxing, massaging, left and right. Okay, and then we're just going to slowly start to come up. We're going to work into your hips before we go down onto the back one more time. So we're going to bring, this is my left, but it looks like your right. So right knee in front, left foot backwards. So we've got a little bit of about a 90-degree angle and a 90-degree angle. Hands behind the hips. And what we're going to do from here is lift up the knees. And we're going to go all the way over. And we're going to go from the inner to the outer edge of the feet. And we're just going to go through that left and right. And what we're doing now, so carry on going left and right like windscreen wipers on a car. And what we're doing is we're hip flossing. So as you continue to do that, I'll show you. We've got that hip ball and socket joint. And we're working right into that ball and socket joint. And then not only is the cartilage and the bone area going to get that nice, good kind of movement and fluidity and good squishing, we're also going to make all of the glutes and the hip flexors, the tendons of those muscles and the muscles themselves move over each other nice and smoothly. So again, it's all about helping the body be more supple, more fluid, less stiff, so that you can move better through your range of motion. Okay, so you're just moving left and right with that. Again, having that mindset of recovery and refreshing. And then we're going to come slowly back down to the centre and then come onto your front of your mat now. I'm going to come into Sphinx pose. So we're going to work into the lower back. So elbows underneath the shoulders, waist down into the floor, have a wiggle, touch the toes together, get the shoulders comfortable, gently pull the shoulders back, lift the chin and chest up and breathe into the belly button now. So we're just having a little bit of a wiggle to settle into the shape. Nice and easy. We're coming towards the end of the practice. So it's active, the shape, because you're actively lifting the head and chest away so that you're feeling that work into the lower back. But also just squeeze the bum a little bit so it supports the lower back out. Lift the chin and chest up. And breathe. Maybe you close your eyes and again notice how much your mind and body has shifted state. So if you have enjoyed this practice, really simple, free and easy ways that you can support my channel is just by giving it a thumbs up, this video. Just give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment, let me know how it felt for you. If you're not sure what to put thanks for the video, Ash, or thanks. Share this with a fellow friend or family member and subscribe to the channel if you're not. More than 70% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed, and that actually does have detriment on my channel because YouTube wants to see engagement and regular engagement from the same subscribers. So more people, more runners are going to come and join this community if we can support with those really simple ways, and I do greatly appreciate that. I know I say it a lot and it probably bores you if you watch my videos a lot, but it really is helpful, so thank you. We're going to slowly start to bring your head and chest down now. We're going to do one final stretch and then we're finished. So get comfortable maybe with that blanket or the cushion, resting the head on the floor. And then what we're going to do from here is bring the left heel to the left hip, take hold of that left foot with the left hand, and then just pull that left heel into the hip and then push the left hip into the floor. And then just pulse with it really slowly. So you're going to pull the heel in, then release it. So you're getting that quadricep stretch to the thighs and then going up into the front of the hip where the hip flexors are. Just breathe and pulse and massage. And smile at this time that you've carved out for yourself. Well done. And notice where in your body you're tensing unnecessarily. Okay, and I'm going to release that leg, Feel the difference? Have a wiggle. Bring the right heel up, catch hold with the right foot. And then we're just going to start again. Push that right hip into the floor, then just pulse into the stretch a little bit deeper, then release the stretch. Pull into the stretch and then release it. So just continue to move and massage nice and slowly with that. So what have you got planned for the rest of your day? Is there any more ways that you can nourish your mind and your body? You've had a run, you've done some yoga. Maybe you can do some journaling or have a nice cup of tea or coffee. Maybe read a book. Maybe go for a walk. Spend some time outdoors in some green space. And then just slowly release that right foot now. And then just feel mind and body. Notice how you feel after that. How do you feel? So thank you for following along with me. I hope you feel really refreshed, full body refresh there. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I shall see you in the next video.